this is the private school of evil in Crash Bandicoot's universe. The public school of evil is the school that you journey to in Crash Mind of Mutant. Evil public school. Sorry, but I knew a little bit about the Crash Bandicoot universe. It's cool how it all links up as well, especially towards the later games, but you know. Yeah, evil public school, which is like just public school, which is like private school except shit. I have the disclaimer that arriving from public school. Sorry, public schools are fine, I guess, to do their job, but you can't imagine being taught in private school, can't you? Be cool. Though it does cost a little bit more. Just the government here is pretty shitty on education-wise, so you know you'd rather go to an evil private academy opposed to fucking public school and the lag. Even though like private academies are apparently, according to this game, laggy as hell. You know, whatever. I'd rather go to one. It'll speed up in a wee bit, but you know what we have to do in this section is irritating, hard to use, and you throw them in there, and then this happens.
I'm stuck! The greatest evil scientist in the world! Stuck in a pipe. How could things get any worse?
That took a while. That did take a while. I sort of lost the punchline a bit there. I guess that's just Xbox transition issues. The fart joke's meant to come in earlier, guys. Come on, you're missing out on the full hystericness of the fart joke. Anyway, so you push Cortex through pipes, and yeah, that's sort of it. I've just got another text. I'm not sure who it is. I've just got another text. I'm not sure who it is. Probably some sort of faggot trying to text me. Or it could be possibly one of my many lady friends. I'm looking at you, Shifefania. My babe. Bae. Shifefania is bae. Yeah. So you launch Cortex through the pipes, and it's pretty simple. And as soon as you get him through, that activates the bridges. However, it gets more complicated, because eventually the pipes are broken. And you've got to launch Cortex through broken pipes, and you've got to fix the pipes. And it's basically like what Mario should be, being a plumber and all. But whatever, whatever. Actually, yeah, he would work in here, wouldn't he? This is Mario right here. Working the sewers with pipes. A plumber, so to speak. Come on. Alright, this is awkward as well because of the ball physics. Getting Cortex through these areas can be a bit of a pain, but it isn't that bad. Like, compared to some other game sections like this, it isn't that bad, honestly. Could be worse is all I'm saying. Jesus Christ, Crash. Come on. Come on. We don't want that sort of lagging around here. The cool thing about what this game actually does is, if you do take damage, you do actually also kill the enemies, as demonstrated there, maybe. I'm not even sure if that was demonstrated there, but as you can see, we whacked the orange pipe, so now that pipe, that slightly discoloured pipe, wasn't there before, and now it is. So we can launch Cortex through here, and watch him go around. So you'll go up there, we can go through the newly established pipe, across that bit, and therefore create a little passageway. There is also, as I know, a little gem down here. Just a little diamond in the rough, so there you go. Okay, and it's pretty simple. This is where this is the end of this boss. The boss here is pretty cool. Though, however, he looks a bit like he's like a pig, you know, a pig. Anyway, so he shoots the guys and then he forgets his job over there, which was what I told him to do. Maybe it's because like they touched him or something and he really didn't like being touched by rats, which I can't blame him for, in all honesty. Rats are pretty disgusting creatures. Oh yeah, this level also has this guy, which is impossible to kill actually. Not even joking. It's like you can't kill that enemy, so you just try and avoid him. And you've got that enemy in really awkward situations. However, you can do an amusing thing where you just get Cortex to eternally kill him. Or, no, what you can do is those enemies cannot be killed, like no matter what. You can squash them, you can do all that, but they cannot be killed. Meaning if you if you knock them into a place of eternal punishment, such as the acid below, they would not die. They would just forever sort of bounce around on the acid. And I think you know where I'm going with this. It is something that you can do with those lobster type enemies. The ones that shot acid, not the ones that I killed. Because the ones that I am talking about do not die, as I said before. Anyway, carrying on. I'm trying to find a situation in which I can do so. Do that, but you know, it's a bit hard to find. Also, don't let those things touch you. Those are horrible when they touch you. They actually call you nasty names and are just general horrible people when they touch you. So yeah, not to mention make Crash feel really uncomfortable. He doesn't like it when people touch him without consent. So there you go. Crash is like that really. He doesn't mind spinning other people, but when they touch him, that's when shit hits the fan really. Alright, here's the situation in which we can do it. Okay, look at the music. Haha! Haha! And that just happens forever. And yeah, you've just transported the fucking guy into hell. And Cortex will like shoot him for a bit, I think, if you throw him near. Until that guy actually kills quite. Sorry, old Neo C. Come on then, come back. He's not there. Not there to shoot. Come on, baby cakes. You did a good job. Thank you. I'm gonna carry on. Fire. Fire. And then, yeah, we have to avoid these guys as well. What you can do that is sort of funny is... Oh, that is how you kill them. You spin them and then you smash... Oh, sorry. You spin them and then you smash them. Didn't even know that. Well, there you go. That's interesting, but it's just not as fun as doing what I did before. Oh, you've also got the bats, except they're retextured into evil bats. Which is something I didn't know before, but that's a bit of a lazy design choice for Crash Bandicoot. It's fine though, I suppose. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to really judge you, but I think that is your thing. Why is it lagging so much? Come on. Not that much to load in. And there you go, he's on his little adventure. And I'm pretty sure that guy will just go on forever until he hits a wall. Haha. Look at that as well. Oh, that's like an eternal pit fucking torture. I'm sorry, guy. Actually, can I do this? Like, can I throw a Cortex over there to... No. I was assuming I might be able to do that, because I'm pretty sure that's the boss right there. Through that door. But I was assuming that I might be able to, like, throw a Cortex over there to, like, activate the checkpoint. Is that a thing I can do? If the game ever decides to speed up. No? Maybe? Okay. Okay, come on then. Back in your pipe. Jesus, what the hell? Okay. So this is when it starts to get a bit complicated, and I cannot imagine it getting a bit more complicated in this fucking like disgusting amount of lag. I think it might be all the textures it has to load in, but the game is pretty well cleaned. Oh, look at that. I think it happens when I do certain things. Oh well, slow motion Crash Bandicoot, that's always fun to watch. Oh, I'm gonna spin here. Oh, and then jump over here. Oh, and then sort of do this, and then yeah. It's entertaining, trust me guys. I'm a master entertainer. Fuck. Anyway, we've got a little bit of speed going. Are we allowed to keep the speed, or are we gonna have to go back to slow man too? No, I think we've loaded it. I think we've loaded. No. We're safe over here. Okay, so it's just issues with certain areas, really. Okay, fine. I'm fine with that. Whatever. Well, this is gonna get pretty old real fast. I guess I can. I guess I could like speed it up or something. Like you get the Benny Hill version of Crash Bandicoot. Fuck! You get the Benny Hill version of Crash Bandicoot, which would be entertaining, wouldn't it, guys? Oh yeah, it's entertaining. But you know, whatever. If you're into Benny Hill, then more the power to you, and be on the lookout because Benny Hill Crash Bandicoot crossover is coming for the PS4 by Sony 2015. Speaking of Crash Bandicoot Sony games, I might as well talk because the gameplay is not going to be very good. Speaking of Crash Bandicoot Sony games, at the moment the rights to Crash Bandicoot is owned by the same people that make Skyland, Activision. The last Crash Bandicoot, the game that was made that was any good, was Crash Mind of the Mutant, and it wasn't really a Crash Bandicoot game in the traditional sense. Don't go down that, please. Please, no. And it wasn't really a Crash Bandicoot game in the traditional sense. It was more of a... Well, they tried something new, which is nice. I applaud that. They tried something new and after the formula. Which is lovely. Titans were a cool addition. However, what... Currently, Crash is not got anything done with him. Nothing at all. The last thing that was done with him, as I said, was Mind of Mutant. And it seems that Activision has bought the characters Spyro the Dragon and Crash Bandicoot, who were of course beloved PlayStation 1 era and PlayStation 2 era icons of stuff. More PlayStation 1, but because the game's better back then, just saying. But you know, they're beloved icons, and really there's being nothing done with them, which begs the question: is there ever going to be something done with them? Actually, it makes me... The reason I say that there might possibly be the possibility of something being done with them is because a while ago, Naughty Dog was holding a fan competition on their fans could draw characters related to Naughty Dog, and obviously Naughty Dog created Crash Bandicoot. Basically, when Naughty Dog requested to Activision if fans could draw Crash Bandicoot, they said no. They said they could not. Now, the only reason I see for Activision doing this is either being dicks, or they actually plan to do something with Crash Bandicoot. Obviously, Activision doesn't really need to do anything right now. I mean, they're pretty solid, aren't they? They've got the whole COD franchise going on. And to be honest, they don't really need to do anything with them. So either they're just being greedy sods, or they actually plan to do something. They also said the same thing to Sony when Sony requested that Crash Bandicoot being Sony Racing Stars, which is basically a big racing game for Sony characters. It sounds pretty cool. But they said Crash Bandicoot could not be in there because he is their property. Which leads me to believe that fuck you Crash Bandicoot, which leads me to believe that they are going to do something eventually, which should be fun. I frankly cannot wait for a new Crash Bandicoot game. I think it would be interesting and fun, and not to mention he's my favourite fucking video game character out there, next to Master Chief and probably someone else. I mean, was Master Chief even very cool? I mean, he was cool in Halo 1, in Halo 2 he was sort of cool. I think he sort of degraded in coolness as the games went on. Like in Halo 1 he was his most cool, and then like the rest of the times he was like less cool. He was pretty cool in Halo 3, I'll give him that, but okay. That's something to talk about actually, video game characters that are cool. Crash Bandicoot's cool, Spyro's cool, isn't he? Master Chief's cool. I would sort of rank them though. I mean, it's hard to figure out characters that I like. I mean, most icons really. Apart from obviously Busby. God, that was a horrible laugh. Apart from obviously Busby died out. I mean, Busby's fucking died out. But you know, cool. Most icons. There isn't really any icons of video games nowadays, is there? I mean, you've got generic character like Max Payne number 4300, because like every character is now Max Payne or Batman or just someone like that. So there's no real new characters being made. Granted that most platforming characters were essentially the same thing over and over again. For instance, I guess like a sort of Sonic and Busby. I'm saying Busby's an icon, but he's really not. Most video game characters were developed in like the PS1 era and such, like for instance Solid Snake, but no one's really trying anything new for icons. Like there are no real new video game icons. Did I just seriously make the same mistake twice? There are no new video game icons really, it's all I'm supposed to say. You've seen this a million times, I'm just going to skip over until I manage to do this, see you.